live.
All right, sorry about that, folks, but we're back and welcome to episode 6 of Geist the Sin Eaters, second edition, Second Chances. Now that we've got our audio fixed, let's get going. So today it is going to be uh, October 27th, 2024. Uh, let's go over what everyone did in their downtime. What have you guys been doing over the past 3 days? Who wants to start?
Um, I could do it.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
let's let's take a look. It's been a minute. So uh, for Ty's downtimes, the first thing he did is run our brand new ritual, Dumb Supper, for the crew and a few others. Granny Heartstopper specifically. That's what we're calling the lady we met last time, who was spending a lot of time with the child whose heart kept stopping in the middle of daily life. With Dumb Supper, everybody basically can roam freely and also doesn't cost essence to exist for ghosts, whereas we get some nice boost to our willpower. So it's an all good thing for everybody. Um, and that went smoothly. The next thing I did is I ran some speed drills on my skates, working on my reflexes, because I was just a little bit too slow last time, chasing after the killer. While I was visiting the rink, I ran into a couple of spectral phenomena that are likely tied to a ghost. A pair of disembodied skates on the ice, and a puck that launches itself into the net every hour or so. So there are ghosts here, they're just not powerful enough to have, like, a presence. Um, and the last thing I did is decide to go pick myself up a shiny new cow. God, what is the name for the
Bargeist.
bargeists? Shiny new cow bargeist from the local slaughterhouse. There was one there. In fact, there were a bunch in a little line, marching themselves through the door of the slaughterhouse to an entrance to a wet, dripping waste pipe up on the edges of the property that's probably an Avernian gate. I grabbed it physically with my hands, wrestled it out of line, and dragged it back to my house where I have tied a rope around it and my wrist so it doesn't run off. This is certainly a good idea that I have had and will not go badly in any way, shape, or form. For the record, spectral rope, but we're working with ghosts here.
Makes sense. All right, who's next?
I'll go. So day one, I decided to go spend some time talking with Moneybags to get to know him. Um, he's apparently very, very talkative when he's not trying desperately to survive. He explains that he does have anchors, but he has trouble getting to them because they're always moving around, and some of them aren't even in Whispering Peaks anymore. Um, when pressed for more information on what they are, he reluctantly explains that his anchors are a handful of 1804 silver dollars. And the worst part, he says, is that most of my old fortune isn't my anchor, so sometimes I'll find some of my old coins and they don't even help. So we know he has a fortune here somewhere. The
Appar-
second day, go ahead.
Apparently, Moneybags wasn't just the kind of nickname you give somebody like Lefty.
Day two, I decided to get plans for the storage building for the theater and look up any past crime reports of things that happened in that building where we found the Avernian Gate. And the building plans were available to the public, so they weren't difficult to get. But crime reports only show two things of interest in the theater's storage building. One was during the follow up investigations for the Hollywood gassings in 1932. It was found that the gas tanks were stored there for some time before usage, and that in the early 90s, a drifter who was sleeping in the basement was bludgeoned to death by a janitor, and his body was disposed of in the boiler's furnace.
Jerry.
And
Very
weird,
wonderfully, wonderfully weird.
espe-
And go ahead.
especially since only one death apparently made an Avernian gate, so it must have been pretty fucked up.
And day three, I started looking around for my grandfather's ghost. And a day out and about among the dead of Whispering Peaks proved fruitless. Like, nothing came up. Some ghosts did mention seeing him, but not for several years. So there's only one place left that he could be.
All
Alrighty.
right.
And for me, um, I started digging through the all the data that I got off the cell phone and was able to find a password or two. Um, and day day two, I did a stream where I spent the day doing some glitch hunting and kind of walking people through like different techniques and stuff like that. Then on the third day, I uh, I was working on getting access to the voicemail for the tip line, but haven't been able to get any progress on that yet. Sorry about that. So not a whole lot eventful on my side.
All right. So that covers everybody.
Yup.
Right. And did we have any new aspirations since the last session?
Yes.
Right, then let's take a moment and just go through our aspirations real quick.
Well, keeping order of things. For Ty, we've got getting scouted for college hockey still, which is uh, still going on. Find the son of a bitch who took everything from me, which we've been working on steadily. Investigate some old school history is one of my new ones, as well as make friends in high places. And the last one is increase the stakes. I mean, stakes. By the way, if you are interested in getting some of this information before we get started, it's all available in the Discord, and it's generally up a couple of days before the session starts, so you can see kind of where we're going this next time.
All right. For my aspirations, well, Nathan's. The first one is a new one, and it's find clues about the killer. I also have get to know Josie, who is the prom queen. She's my ghost. Find out what Myrtle was moaning about. Find my grandpa's ghost, which is one of my long-term aspirations tied to my burden, and add a new crew member.
Alrighty. And then for me, uh I have get out of Whispering Peaks. That's definitely my long-term aspiration. Then I have world record speed run. It's going to be a relatively decently long uh, aspiration there. Learn the rules of the game and find the gaps. So basically, for those last two, those are I've been treating those more like trying to find out more information on like how being a Geist works and the powers at play and stuff like that.
All right. Sounds like we're all good, Kenny.
All righty, then let's go ahead and get started. So today is Today is October 27th, 2023, a Friday. Uh, all right, Ty. Um, I am going to ask you to roll me a uh, strength plus stamina roll, please.
Strength plus stamina. Alrighty, that sounds fun. Well, I have good marks in those stats, so hopefully this is fine.
Starting off a session with a roll. This bodes something.
Okay. Oh wow. Solid failure across the board.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's begin as we intend to go along. Kenny, I believe we're allowed to take a critical failure at any junction we choose.
Okay, so you want to take yourself a dramatic failure then?
I think that is probably the best way to start a session.
All right, that sounds fun to me. Uh, bear with me just a moment.
Excuse me.
That is not what the box said I would be clicking on. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, uh, the condition and tilt or tilt I was looking for appears to be eluding me for the moment. So, uh, oh, actually, there it is. So you've got, I found it. So here we go. Ty, you are woken up uh, by the sensation of pavement between your teeth.
Oh, not my favorite.
Ty opens his eyes. Uh, it is the twilight just before dawn. You have found yourself face down being dragged through the street about 4 blocks away from your house by a rope around your arm. A quick look up verifies that the ghost of the Bargeist is the one dragging you. Well, the ghost of the cow, the Bargeist cow, is the one dragging you.
Oh, and I believe you said something along the lines of me having a shiny new condition to show for it.
Take the sick tilt.
Sick. Oh, hey! Thank you for following.
Thanks for the follow, Paul. Definitely appreciate it.
Always glad to have a new one around. Okay, so sick. Well, that sucks. Um, well, just
Ty
a.
looks up further and sees right sitting on the cow's back, cross-legged, the familiar figure of Be Aggressive, pointing with one claw in towards the horizon, screeching, "Revenge!" The cow responds with moo.
I see. All right.
You're
Um,
a fucking ghost, Jeff.
uh, to be fair, it was not like I was presented a number of choices. Who am I kidding? So Well, I guess the first thing to do would be to stop this movement by any means necessary. So, how do you feel? I feel like needing to be like a brick of meat is going to be the most effective way of stopping this kind of movement. How do you feel about a stamina plus athletics here?
Makes sense to me.
Um, and we're on street, so I don't think I can call in my hockey experience here. Not without stretching credulity. Okay. Eventually, it's going to get cold outside. And then, my god, and then. Alright, so that is 4 plus 5 is 9. Roll better. 3 successes. I
Three
would
successes is enough.
I would like to stop, please.
All right. So, describe it for us. How exactly are you stopping this ghostly cow from dragging you down the very real street?
Well, the thing is, and there's one thing that anybody who's lived in a town that has a decent winter is that if you go a couple of inches in any direction, you're going to find a pothole or some cracks in the ground. And all I need to do is get my hands on one of them. Ty is built like a brick shit house and has been spending a lot of time making things not move for his entire hockey career. So now he is just putting that to work by grabbing onto whatever handholds he can get and pulling back as hard as he can.
The cow, the spectral rope tied around its neck, uh, seizes up when you begin pulling on your end. It rears up on its hind legs. Be aggressive, jumps off, uh, looking slightly disappointed as the cow comes to a stop, all four hooves firmly back on the ground.
I reach into, well, I don't think my pajama pockets would have my cell phone, so I think I'm going to have to make my way back home. But I'm going to have to get myself to a phone and call my friends here and see if they're up for a quick stop on the way to school. Because I don't think we can keep this at school.
By the way, would you roll perception for me, please?
Absolutely. That's wits plus composure last I checked. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, just a moment. Going as fast as I can. Alrighty. And that's 2 successes.
Now that Ty is back on his feet, uh, and no longer has more pressing concerns, he notes that uh, there have been a crowd of ghosts standing around watching him being dragged through the street. Several of them are looking very disappointed as they turn around and walk off to go do whatever it is that they do all day.
Alright. Mm. So I'm going to spend probably a point of plasm to clear up all the road rash I most definitely have. Because I have been apparently traveling for miles, and also apparently am the hardest sleeper that anyone has ever met. So, like, holy
Yes,
shit.
take 3 points of bashing damage. So yes, if you want to clear that with plasm, be my
I,
guest.
I think I will, because I don't want to have to explain this to anyone, and I feel like this would be a thing that merited explanation. Um, I make my way back to the house, crawling in through the window that apparently I went out of, and I'm gonna call. You know what? I'm willing to bet that there's somebody at my dear rich friend and Ethan's who could probably get him awake for me. So we're gonna start there, and then I'm gonna text Nathan until something disturbs their sleep.
Nathan is the lightest sleeper known to man and wakes up at the hint of vibration on his phone.
Doesn't strike me as a person who's got an active Discord chat going on their phone.
All
Hey,
right.
hey, oh, uh, so you remember that thing that I told you I was gonna go get yesterday?
Yeah.
Um, we're not gonna be able to hang on to this thing through school. Um, if you thought Mary, who had the little lamb, ran into troubles at school, I think this is going to top that pretty severely. So I think we need to swing by the cemetery. And I wouldn't mind a second set of eyes on this, okay?
All right. All right. Where you at?
I'm going to the cemetery. You can just meet me there. I need to get some clothes on because I don't think these PJs survived being dragged down 4 miles of road.
Okay. Nathan takes about 3 minutes to get ready. He's been prepared for this. He has a backpack set up. There are flyers that he printed out with his grandfather's picture on them that he has ripped up and placed the spectral copies of in the backpack. He has granola bars. He has tools and some rope. And he also has, that he sourced from the kitchen, a bag of wheat flour.
Hmm. All right. Well, I head on down to the cemetery and wait awkwardly for you. A little worse for wear and a little bit more tired than I'd like to admit.
All right. Did you remember to change clothes?
Yes, I did. I am changed into clothes for school that day because I, I think today is it a weekday, a weekend?
Yes, it's Friday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to be
Sweet.
ready to go to school after this.
Yep, and school starts at 7.
So we're in a bit of a hurry.
All right. So I head I head to the cemetery.
Uh, as you guys arrive at the cemetery, the ghosts start whispering among each other as they notice you dragging a Bargeist cow by a spectral rope.
Yep. Bad decision making, but we're learning.
Luckily, it's not as though anyone could stop you, except perhaps the Mad Undertaker, but he doesn't seem to be around at the moment. You're able to get to the mausoleum in the sunken mausoleum that houses the Avernian Gate without much issue.
All right. Well, notably, I am carrying a bag that has some gear in it in case we run into a shiny old friend of ours, and I'm hoping at the very least we can get away from him cleanly. So, with that in mind, let us ride. We're familiar with the route now down to Purgatory Junction, so I think we're just taking the quickest route we can.
All right, that makes sense, but I am going to need to ask you to roll, uh, you or whoever else wants to roll uh, composure plus animal ken to get this cow to go down the stairs.
Does anyone have a single dot in animal ken?
No, but I do have a different role I would like to propose. Given the common wisdom from Minecraft that cows will follow you if you have wheat, Nathan has brought along an entire pound of wheat flour. and pulls it out of his backpack to open the top to see if the cow will just follow. And I would love to roll a manipulation plus persuasion roll.
All right, I'll let you do that at a -3.
I swear to God, if this works.
I've used a willpower and gained 2 successes.
The cow clearly wants to go down to the underworld, but seems to be somewhat afraid of the stairway. However, uh, the presence of the wheat seems to take the cow's mind off the stairs, and the cow follows placidly along behind.
Welp, I guess you were right, Nathan. I guess you were right.
Of course I was. It says it in Minecraft.
And my parents
The
told me nobody ever learned anything useful from those video games.
the journey to Purgatory Junction is mostly uneventful, except for the cow wanting to go directly into the river Styx the moment that it catches sight of it. Ty is good and strong, and with a hold on the rope, is able to keep the cow from taking its final swim.
Well, we have a very specific destination in mind because the longer we stay here, the more likely we are to get jumped. So I'm heading right to a certain stand that I know is going to be delighted to see me and also has armed guards.
Uh, the crew arrives at Letty's. Cookie is frying up the chicken skewers for the morning. Uh, it looks as though Letty has been put back into her cage, and she's watching the cooking process uh, with, in a higher order of animal, you might say ennui, but in a chicken, it's difficult to tell. Cookie breaks into a smile the moment that he sees that the three of you are coming with a Bargeist cow. The uh, the armed toughs that he has guarding his uh, stand seem completely dumbstruck.
So, last time we were here, we were talking about investing in your business. And, you know, you told me that there would be a lot of interest in having some beef around here. And, I couldn't stop thinking about that.
Oh my God, you managed to wrangle a cow. I see them sometimes, but they usually take a dip before anyone can get their hands on them. And like, have you tried wrestling a cow away from something that it wants to do?
Yes. Yes, I have. This
You
specific one, I might add.
you can
Uh,
see Cookie's eyes flit between the cow and you, and you can almost see a light go off in his head as he realizes that you must have manhandled the cow into compliance.
let's just put it this way. I don't have a special touch with animals. I just got it here. So, obviously, this is a bit much to settle any payment or discussion on in detail, but I know you'd like to have it as soon as possible, and I have places to be today. So, do you happen to have a couple of memories kicking on hand and we can settle the tab later?
Look, he says, motioning for one of his toughs to get behind the stand with him. Uh, I heard you guys when you said that you were planning on doing something like this. So I took the liberty of picking up some stuff that I thought you guys might be able to move above ground. You say the ghosts up there, they're looking for memories, right?
Yup.
Well, I got you five choice ones. All happy memories.
Sounds like a plan. Well,
The tough pulls out what from behind the counter five dirty plastic bottles. The labels have long since faded, uh, but you can tell that they are physical items. Within each one, a amount of blue plasm has gathered at the bottom. Uh, you can almost see images swirling in the plasm if you stare at it long enough. Uh, the tough brings the bottles from behind the counter and extends them to you with one hand while holding out his hand for the cow's rope with the other.
I pass over the rope without any real problem. I trust this man. Obviously, we're working together. We're partners, ain't we? And with that, I pick up the bottles, loading them into my backpack with a smile. So,
Nathan takes a bottle. Does it feel like real plastic?
Yes, it's quite clearly uh, a real plastic bottle, not the ghost of one.
I'd like to ask Cookie how he got it.
Cookie shrugs. Sometimes trash like that comes floating down the rivers. I imagine that it must come from up above. Some folks will pick up some of the more useful bits here and there, but something like this, there's not much use to it. So you can usually just find it washed up on the shore.
There are plastic bottles in the afterlife. We
yep,
just need to stop producing them. There's too many for the landfills. They're infecting even the afterlife. They're down here. Can you guys see this?
yep. All right. I think we need to have that discussion a little bit later. So, Cookie, I want to level with you. I like you. I want to keep working with you. And you want to know what? When I picked up this boy, it was in a line with I think at least 20 others like it. And that's not the only kind of animal that was kicking up around that farm. I imagine you'd love to be able to expand whenever you needed. And you know what? I like working with you. So how about we keep working together?
The cook's eyes light up, and you can see his grayish blue tongue flit out to lick his teeth. You got yourself a deal, kid. I knew when I saw you three that it was my lucky day. You've made my afterlife. He extends his hand through the bars.
I reach I reach over and shake his hand. So there's a thing I'm going to need you to do for me because, we're friends. We do things for each other. I got could you hand him those flyers real quick?
Yeah, Nathan turns around, pops the water bottle into his backpack, and pulls out a full stack of flyers.
So we're looking for this gentleman here, and if he happens to turn up, or if you could put these flyers up around where people might see him, we'd really appreciate that. We've shown that our appreciation's pretty valuable. You just start thinking about what else you might want to use to expand the menu around here, and maybe we can make that happen soon.
Cookie gestures at the tough who just brought the cow inside the caged pen of the uh, skewer store, skewer stall. Murph, you go put those up right now. I want everyone in town seeing them, from the lowest beggar to Gilt Skull himself. Yeah, boss, got it, says the ghost named Murph. He grabs the flyers out of your hand, takes a second to run his fingers down, clean material paper and then slopes off to go put them up.
Well, it should be a fun time. All right.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Before we go, there's something I want to make clear. Okay. We are working with you. Mutually beneficial. But don't try anything with us. And I I use strings of the marionette to make his chickens start dancing.
Okay, make your roll for that. That's gonna be uh,
Synergy plus marionette.
synergy. Yeah, synergy plus marionette. Sorry.
I do genuinely love that you have decided to take up intimidation. It is so funny to imagine the tiniest person in our crew.
All right. Alrighty. I don't have a very good dice pool for this, but that's okay. One success.
It's a chicken.
Solid.
Letty spreads her wings as the phantasmal strings take hold and does a pirouette. Uh, Cookie bites his lower lip. You can see a drop of blackish blue blood forming where he bit.
Sorry, we got
Whoa.
shot on the way out of here. Don't worry, my friend's a little bit twitchy. We're friends here. We work together. We have mutual interests, don't we?
Uh, the cookie's smile goes from genuine to somewhat plastic and strained. Of course, kids. I got it. I got it. You're the ones in charge here. He
No,
steps back.
No?
we that's not my intent. My intent is to make it understood that we are not we are not to be messed with. We want to be partners, not superiors.
Anyways, I
Oh,
think
I understand, kid. While I appreciate everything, could you guys please leave? You're gonna scare off the customers.
my apologies for my friend. We're having a twitchy sort of day. Nobody likes starting this early, and I got to eat a couple of feet of pavement on the way here. Do apologize. Let's get going. Anyways, we start moving. Heading back up. I don't suppose I found an Avernian gate that was any closer to the school than this one.
Which ones did you find again?
I think I found one at a hospital. I think there was the one at um, the one at the
The
hospital,
theater annex.
the theater annex, the one at the mortuary, and I think there was one other, and I can't remember where it is. I need to write these down next time. My apologies. Sounds like a no, though.
I'm pretty sure that they were in the downtime thing. Give me just a second.
I'm going to write these all down in a nice little place. I'm sorry, it has been a while, and COVID kind of etch-a-sketched my memory. Thank you all for being extremely tolerant through the time where we were missing. I really missed you guys. It's been great to be back.
You found one at the Russo Funeral Home, one at Whispering Peaks Medical Center, and one at Cotton Winter Resort. So, of those three, the medical, and of course, you did find the one at the theater. So, of those four, the theater would actually be the closest one. Of course, if you want to try to do some impromptu navigation, uh, you can make a roll and to follow a tributary and make a guess.
I think that with how I've been rolling to start today, I think I'm going to take the theater and be pretty happy with that one. Anything to cut a couple miles off and mean I'm only kind of late.
All right. So, uh, I'm not going to make you roll navigation for this. You guys are able to identify a tributary that points out roughly to where you think the theater would be after taking a moment to consult a stalled out Google Maps. Uh, Following the tributary, uh, you find eventually um, uh, what appears to be I hadn't actually thought about you guys using the Severnian gate, so I hadn't designed it yet. But let's say in this case, you find a old ramshackle elevator. It reminds you of the general aesthetic of the Old Town Theater. It's sitting there at the foot of the tributary of the little creek with water dripping out of it.
All right.
There is no elevator shaft for it to go up. It is simply a box sitting on the ground.
All right. I believe that the key of blood would be sufficient to turn, so I'm going to do.
I have that.
Uh,
Unless you want to do it.
I was. This was my stupid idea, so I was gonna throw myself under the bus today. But if somebody else wants to turn a key, they are absolutely welcome to do it. But give me just a second. I'm trying to remember where the keys are. I absolutely remember all of my things, and I certainly was prepared for today. You all believe this completely. All right.
All right. If you want to just unlock it with the key, then yes, you can do that and cross back over.
All right, so yeah, my apologies. I was looking at the wrong set of keys. The ones that I have are the key of disease, and I have the key of stillness. So I am going to turn the key of disease and get myself even sicker. Luckily, sickness does have an increased version of the tilt.
Hooray! The mild nausea that you've been feeling since you woke up gets markedly worse, and the elevator door opens. You hear a little ting from inside.
I get in.
All right. Well, that was weird.
Did Zoom just crash for you guys too?
Nope.
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 Ain't no
Well, it
relation.
crashed for me. So can you say what you just said over?
We get in?
Yeah, Nathan jumps in. He has no reason to think that this won't work.
Yep.
There are only two buttons on the area of the elevator where you would look for buttons. A ground floor G and a basement B1.
I suspect we want to go to the ground floor. So I'm going to do that one.
Okay, after pressing the G button, uh, eventually the elevator judders to a halt and the doors open. Looking through the doors, you get a profound sense of vertigo as you realize what you are looking up through is the bottom of the furnace. Where you're standing right now, if the dimensions made sense, you would be standing on the wall looking up through the bottom of the furnace.
Great. Nathan crawls out, I guess.
Ty does not have the capacity to simply move himself through a small space. So he is simply going to have to move the object that's keeping him from getting there. He's feeling super great about that, so,
Look, I'm not going to make you make rolls to get out of here.
oh,
Just describe how you crawl out.
all right, I temporarily lift the thing out of position enough to force my body through and hold it in place while the others get out.
After the three of you crawl out, the bottom of the furnace slides shut and the elevator door disappears, leaving only a small amount of brackish water in the bottom of the furnace.
Let's not use this one again. There has to be a better one nearby.
You bet the gym is one.
Well, we might find it today.
Yep.
All right, and after that, Ty, who has been putting on a brave face for a while, goes off to a corner and empties out what little breakfast he has before heading back to join the others.
All right. So you now have the grave sickness tilt.
And will until the end of the next scene.
All right. So eventually, while you arrive at school, miraculously, you arrive at around 6:55. You're not actually late. However, there is a massive crowd of students around the doors waiting to get in. When you arrive and look around, you can see what's making this crowd linger. Set up by the doors, there is a metal detector with a large man in body armor with a black baseball cap scowling as he waves students through it one by one. This is new. Whispering Peaks High has never had a metal detector, or a school resource officer for that fact.
I take a look at the scowling gentleman. Do I see like a badge or any indication of where he's from?
I'm not going to make you roll for this. You can see as he turns around that printed on the back of his armor, what looks to be a flak vest, are the words "Cotton Security."
Nathan muscles to the front of the line and puts his backpack through the thing and walks through the metal detector. His backpack will alarm, at which point he will pull out whatever they want, but he's got like a metal slide ruler and a compass and a protractor for AP calculus and I don't know, normal metal shit.
As Nathan suspected, the backpack goes through the metal detector and it does ping.
Hey!
Oh,
Thank you
thanks
for
the follow.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Mr. CSW. We really appreciate every follow we can get. Woo! So, as Nathan suspected, the backpack does ping. The large, scowling man gets up from where he was waving students through and grabs the backpack roughly without bothering to ask.
Oh,
He
I forgot
tips.
to mention it also has a large metal plate in the back.
He tips out the contents of the backpack uh, into a plastic tub and then goes over it. Seeing nothing of value, he gives the backpack a once over, putting his hand around inside to make sure it's everything, and then that everything got out of it, and then knocks on the back of it. He hears the telltale thunk of the metal panel and nods knowingly. He pushes it roughly into your arms and gives you the tray full of stuff, and then shoots a look over at the school principal, who's standing by looking very nervous. You're going to need to make a rule. Clear backpacks.
I go on through my hockey bag, going through my ghostly hockey bag hung over my shoulder, indetectable by mortal means, and if this thing goes off, I'm desperately wondering how.
Roll me a chance die real quick, then, Ty.
Oh dear. Five.
As Ty walks through, the metal detector goes off. There are multiple lights on it, but this one that's going off is one that you haven't seen go off as any other student walks through. Instead of the red light that goes off when metal is detected, a blue light goes off instead. Hey, Frumpy, thank you very
Thank you.
much for following. Frumpy1228.
Thank you, Frumpy.
This is cotton fucking security. God damn it.
How could I know in character?
The large man grins and pulls you to the side as more students go through. Gonna need to give you a pat down, big guy. Just regulations.
Show me the regulations first. And where's the secondary witness? Where's the lawyer?
The school principal is standing by. He's an older man and looks extremely nervous. You only know him as Principal Kelly. He's short, fat, balding, gray hair.
Principal,
Um,
this is the stuff you do when there was a school shooting. This wasn't done by a kid. Why are you treating us like the criminals here?
Please, Mr. Kinnison, says Principal Kelly, looking embarrassed. You can see that he's trying his best to hide a blush. Yes, I understand. We've all seen the videos. It wasn't one of you, but in light of the other killing that happened just a few days ago at the film festival, well, we're lucky that Miss Cotton was willing to lend us some members of her security detail.
I'd like to roll presence plus persuasion with my specialty in debate.
Okay, what are you going to say?
I do think that Cotton Security shouldn't be on lend. If they're searching students, then this should be under the purview of parents and a hired security company, which would make this legitimate. Unfortunately, because of the fact that legitimate security measures require 72 hours of notice to our parents in written form, this would actually be considered unconstitutional.
Make your roll.
Me, I was just wondering why an old man wants to touch my junk, but hey, man, I don't know what you're into.
Sorry, wrong bot.
School full of cheerleaders, and you're grabbing the 8 foot hockey player, huh?
The large man scowls at you, even more angrily than he has been previously.
Hey, man, You're doing your
One
job,
success.
I know. But you know what? You ain't even said what you think I got. That wasn't the metal alarm, was it? What's in here?
That's classified, the man growls. Uh,
Classified. What are you, a government agent? You work for
Okay.
Rent-A-Cops.
Okay, what kind of bullshit is that? You are going to seize him,
Fucking shoot me. I'm going to school.
take you're seizing his backpack. You're seizing him and probably going to detain him because that's what your type does.
Excuse me, I'm
And
going.
then and you're
Principal
not even
Kelly.
going to tell him what he supposedly pinged hot for?
Nathan interrupts, speaking directly to Principal Kelly. Principal Kelly, I know that our school district isn't large, and a class action lawsuit by our parents is not going to go well. We already don't have enough money for all of the textbooks we need.
Principal Kelly is in utter anguish. His face has gone from a mild blush to the intense red of an overcooked ham.
By the way, Ethan, are you anywhere near me?
Yeah, I forced my
Could you
way into
please
this.
take the fucking bag from my hands?
I do.
Thank you.
Sergeant Killian snorts through his nose. The guy snorts through his nose as the principal looks up and says, Sergeant Killian, I know that the alarm went off, but this is one of our star hockey players, and and
Listen, you know what?
let's let him through, please.
Tell you what. Feel me up. Get this out of your system, and then you tell me what you were looking for when you don't find it. Okay?
Nathan pulls out his phone to record.
The principal looks as if he is going to die of heart arrest on the spot. Sergeant Killian, please go back to the machine. We do not need this kind of jam right before the assembly. You three, please just go.
I'm sorry, but Principal Kelly, this
Oh,
is against our constitutional rights.
I pick up Nathan, politely turning him around by his neck and begin walking. We were told to go. Let's get going.
As you are walk away, the prom queen manifests from Nathan. Floating in midair, she looks it over to Nathan and says, um, I saw that and I would like to test a theory. Can you guys stop for just a moment?
I am never.
Nathan nods quietly.
Okay.
The prom queen floats away, swimming through the air, and drifts through the metal detector. The blue light goes off. No student was stepping through it.
Oh, that is fun.
Okay. Are there any ghosts in the area that I can see?
Guys, we need to bring some negotiable currency downstairs and get some just generic memories for as cheap as we can get them. And I need to start bribing the local ghost population to be just forming a fucking line, congaing through this every morning before and after school. I want that thing going off at all times until they break it.
Does prom
Ethan
queen
was
look
look
damaged at all?
no,
Okay.
and Ethan was asking if there are ghosts nearby. Since your little run in with death, you've seen about a dozen ghosts wandering around school, uh, usually looking to be students or teachers, etc. Um, the ghosts that live in and around the school have gathered to watch what's going on, like just like the students, but standing within the school instead of outside of it.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can talk to them real quick and get them to start going through with every single student.
All right. Um, If you're going to do that, then I'm going to want presence plus persuasion. Or if you want to use intimidation, subterfuge, etc., um, you can use that too, depending on what you say.
Can
Um,
I try one more thing first?
yeah, go for it.
Uh, Under the guise of taking pictures of the model number of the um, metal detector, which I would legally be allowed to do since we're being subjected to it, I place one of the ghost flyers on the ground to see if that'll set it off.
Oh, so those flyers that you said were spectral in nature and not material?
Yep.
Sliding it through the security checkpoint, the metal detector goes off with the blue light.
All right, just leave it there. Let's go.
I think the ghosts are also helpful, but that'll be an extra failsafe.
As you guys turn to leave, you notice that Sergeant Killian is messing around with the machine. He's looking actively angry as he gives the machine a good hard thwack to try to get the blue light to go off.
All right, Tibbs, you're doing your thing?
No, I think you quite solved the problem.
Okay, are you sure? I didn't mean to stab.
No, no, you're good. I have no
Okay.
persuasion skills.
We will revisit this. I do love your idea because they are gonna move them or adjust them or find some way of it, or just the paper's going to move. And I don't want it to happen every time we're around. But if there are just ghosts chilling around up here and they start being here every morning and they just make it go off with every student or randomly for no reason, they're going to turn off whatever function that is or keep calibrating it until it's useless. Anyways, I think we have class to go to, and I have had a hell of a morning.
The three of you barely sit down before Principal Kelly's voice over the intercom calls a school assembly in the gym. Just like you heard that he was heard him say when you were in the line. No respect for student time.
Nathan heads to the assembly.
Well,
The rest of you going as well?
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm making sure to record the entire thing.
Live stream it too.
The student body fills the bleachers. The school faculty is standing in a line. In front of them is Sergeant Killian and Principal Kelly. Principal Kelly is looking far less nervous at this point. He waits for the group of students to all file in and sit down. And then, after waiting another 10 or 20 seconds to ensure that everyone was here, he clears his throat and steps up to a small podium with a microphone. Hello, everybody, he says. In light of the tragedies that have been happening this prior month and the other recent murder in town, we have seen fit to hire a resource officer. Our school resource officer is on loan to us from Cotton Security. So I would like everyone to sometime during the week, send a little thank you email to the Winter Resort that Miss Delilah Cotton was willing to do this for us.
Nathan's hand shoots up.
There are no questions, Nathan, but please, what do you have to say?
Is this security officer hired or is he on loan? Those are two different things, legally speaking.
Sergeant Killian, a large man with a square jaw, pushes Principal Kelly to the side. "Oh my," says the principal, as Sergeant Killian takes the podium. He grabs the mic out of it and looks up. "I know you kids are going through an anti-authority phase, especially you three," he says, pointing at the three of you. "But I'll have you know that we are in fact being contracted by the city government of Whispering Peaks. The boss lady is giving the school board a discount on my services, which, if you ask me, none of you pukes deserve."
Then why were there no notices sent home to parents as is stated in the bylaws of the school?
Goes the
And
principal.
and what's the blue light?
The students at the assembly um, are now talking amongst each other frequently. You can hear that a lot of people are very curious about that blue light.
Everything was fine.
So,
Then, as soon as it turned on, you pulled my friend aside like you were going to detain him.
Actually, I think you're missing a part. The blue light went on the moment you started to decide someone looked suspicious.
Oh yeah, my apologies. Forgot that part.
my apologies. One other question. Did you guys say you're rent-a-cops? We don't even have police officers here?
The principal looks like he's going to cry.
Out of character laughter here, please.
Kenny, can I ask, are any other students starting to stand up and ask questions?
No, they're all watching you guys within mild amusement and fear.
How do I use my inspiring merit?
Well, this sounds like a great time to pop the rules up in the cutaway here.
I
Would you do
definitely
that
have
for us?
I definitely have that ready, and that's totally working. Give me 30 seconds. I'm so sorry. All right.
I'll need to use it as a remembrance trait, but
So inspiring is a merit, and I totally have it ready. Oh, actually, I'm pretty close. And it's not in this book. Oh, it's in a different section. Okay. Social merits. Duh. All right. Got it up
Page 51.
and hey, everything's still working. Yay. Okay, so there we are with inspiring.
All right. Effect. Your character's passion inspires those around her to greatness. With a few words, you can redouble a group's confidence or move them to action. Make a presence plus expression roll. A small group of listeners levels a -1 penalty, a small crowd a +2, and a large crowd a -3. Excuse me, not minus, not plus. Listeners gain the inspired condition. The character may not use this merit on herself. For this being the entire school, that's a -3.
all right, I'm going to use a willpower.
Can I roll to assist?
Not on this one.
Okay.
3 successes.
Did you have anything that modifies your exceptional success?
I don't know if that's what my Synergy 3 of Whispering Peaks High School does.
You mean your touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, the touchdown doesn't do that. But there are a few things that you can have that may modify what counts as an exceptional success to be less, which is why I asked.
I don't believe so. But I do have sympathetic.
Well, success is a success. Just wanted to see if you had one of those things because they often drop a dramatic success to a
Mm-hmm.
3,
Yep. All
critical,
right.
whatever they're called.
Yep. Exceptional success. Anyways.
Exceptional. There we go. Uh, so everyone here, including Ty and Ethan, gained the inspired condition. Uh, the a couple of students stand up and start asking questions of their own, stating that Nathan's right. Uh, the assembly falls into complete disarray. Uh, Eventually, it's Sergeant Killian screaming over the mic at an entire crowd of students who are screaming back at him. Uh, the Principal Kelly, tears streaming down his face, screws up his courage enough to grab the microphone and yell as loud as he can, "You're all dismissed. Go back to your classes."
Question. Sergeant Killian, is he just yelling? Has he made any motion for his weapon or taken a step at anybody?
He's holding the mic with both hands, screaming as loud as he possibly can.
Can I ask one other question?
Sure.
I've seen Sergeant Killian up close, and also he's standing on a stage in front of everyone. What is on his tool belt, for lack of a better word? Does he have a gun, a taser? What is he carrying openly?
Um, One of you has the eidetic memory merit, correct?
Tibbs does.
Yeah.
Give me a quick perception roll to see if you paid enough attention to his tool belt.
Alrighty. That was wits plus composure, right?
Yep.
I do apologize, but if this man has a gun, I need to know that because there is a different scale of danger in pissing this man off if he can shoot me to death and notice I got back up.
1 success.
You notice he's carrying a truncheon, a taser, and a small service pistol.
So to make us feel safer, they brought a strange man that we don't know anything about with a gun to school. Alright, I head back to class. I'm gonna be in trouble. But the thing is, I don't need the principal on my side. And well, I'm a jock. I'm involved in the hockey team. I'm gonna be in the paper in a couple of days if I can wrangle it. We'll make it work.
On my way out, I make sure to pass by the rent-a-cop, look him square in the eye. You're not welcome here. I think we've made that pretty damn clear. And I go on my way.
So, the three of you head back to class. Who wants to roll a chance die?
Ooh, me!
me.
Me! Or would you like to, Lex? I've been doing all sorts of special stuff today.
Actually, both of us said yes, and Tibbs just shook his head, so I think Tibbs should do it.
All right. You guys spoke up before I did, so
Haha!
that's a failure on a 2.
As the three of you turn a corner, Ethan's foot catches on a Chloe Adams cane, and the two of them go down onto the ground in a pile. Chloe appears to have just left the library. She was carrying a stack of books in one hand and holding her cane in the other. Now, the two of you are on the ground, covered in books.
Nathan helps. He's been in this position a million times.
Yeah.
I reach down to help up Chloe and locate their cane.
Yeah. I immediately start helping pick up the books.
All right. So together, the three of you help Chloe up and get her books back together. Um, you can't help but notice that the books that she's got here are largely about witchcraft and ghosts, with the one on top being called Dangers of the Spirit Board: How to Contact the Dead Safely.
Who are you trying to contact?
I didn't hear you, Tibbs.
Oh, j just as a quick reminder, was Chloe the one who was friends with uh
Sarah
the
Williams.
he Sarah Williams?
Hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
The one who's suspicious of you?
Yep, she thinks we are responsible to things, and you know what? I am happy to help dissuade her of that.
Uh, she doesn't look particularly happy about the experience, but begrudgingly gives you a thanks, guys, for helping her back up and giving her books together.
I am checking my mental notes, and again, I do apologize for my brain being like an etch-a-sketch. Could somebody please remind me the name of our gothy friend who died with us? You guys know who I'm talking about.
Lenore?
Ah, Lenore mentioned stuff about talking to the dead before. I think one of you guys said would remember talking about that. Maybe we could find a way to help you get in touch with Sarah. After all, I'm as eager to clear my name for you as anybody.
Lenore was a member of the Paranormal Society. Sighs, Chloe. If she were still around, I would have asked her.
No, I'm saying I think I remember something about it. Just need to think about it a little bit, see if I can't remember in detail. She was,
So you
oh,
were friendly on so you were friendly enough for Lenore with Lenore that she told you how to do a séance?
she liked talking about a lot of stuff. I tried to listen. I don't like it when these kind of people get beat up at school. It's bullshit. Everybody got a hobby. Mine just happens to mean I got a bunch of muscle.
Chloe gives you a grim, pain-filled look, and she goes, "Okay, fine. What do you think you can do to help me run a séance then, Ty?"
Well, tell you what, maybe in a couple of days, some evening, why don't we go up where it happened? We can see if we can't talk to the young woman in question. I wouldn't mind hearing what she has to say.
She rolls her eyes. "Fine. Sure. Everyone's invited. Why not?"
Well, tell you what, um, get my contact info. We'll find a day you're good for, all right? And hey, if it turns
Yeah,
out I'm a murderer, it was a pretty dumb thing for me to do to give you all the information you need to find it.
Just checking. Am I included in everyone?
yes.
Cool. Okay.
Anyways, you missed the assembly. We're getting felt up by rent-a-cops now.
I noticed on the way in. My cane set off their little detector.
They give you a good groping too?
I didn't need a pat down, but I heard that some of the students did. The ones who set off the blue light on the detector, anyway.
Yeah.
Was that a lot of people?
a couple here and there. I think you guys were like the fourth.
Sounds fun. All right, I'm gonna get going. Sorry for you, and enjoy those books. They look fun.
Thanks, she says, with mild perturbation and hostility as she heads off. So,
This is gonna be so awkward, guys. This is gonna be so fucking awkward.
the excitement over, the three of you settle in for a normal day of school. Can you tell me what that's like for the three of you?
Very boring.
Out of 9 periods, 5 of them for Nathan are filled with AP classes.
Um, Ethan Ethan is in all standard classes, not any advanced placement, but and he's acing all of them. It's one of those things that he just doesn't care enough to do the advanced placement classes.
So unlike these two extremely smart people, Ty is hanging on to his C student stats by the skin of his teeth. Every day at school he is trying his hardest because it's the only way he stays on the sports teams. And, well, perhaps that's in doubt now because he doesn't have practice anymore because his team doesn't exist. He's still doing what he can. So he's writing down notes, he's watching intently, he's doing his best.
All right. After a full day of school, eventually the final bell rings.
Is this
Uh,
the end of a scene?
yeah,
Oh, good, I am no longer violently ill.
the
Hey,
sickness goes away. Hooray.
hey, Ty, do we want to bring her along tonight? I don't think she believes you.
No, we've actually already got a guest, and I don't think we need to be convincing everybody of everything right now. And honestly, I don't know if this would talk her out of Sarah Williams. So let's keep the audience to the newspaper lady. You did talk to her about coming tonight, right?
Yes, I had her assistant put the appointment in her calendar.
Uh, I'm gonna go chill at the rink until then. I don't need to explain to my parents why I'm leaving at the end of the night. I'm just gonna be coming home late from practice. You guys need anything before I go?
Nathan is also going to go to the rink, A, because he doesn't want to get the shit beat out of him by anyone passing by. And B, because his grandmother will not let him out after dark.
All right. Would you like me to teach you how to skate?
Um, no.
Okay. Suit yourself.
I have trouble enough staying upright on 2 feet.
Yeah. How do you think you're gonna learn if you don't try it on a little harder difficulty?
Did you ever see that movie in the 90s about the figure skater who got her face all cut up by the ice skates she was wearing?
I don't know how she managed that one. I've had
That
trouble
would be
get.
me.
I'd have trouble getting my feet near my face, but you do you. Anyways, work on your homework or whatever. I'm gonna get some drills in. You good, Ethan?
Yeah,
Don't be
yeah,
late.
I'm good.
I don't know how much patience the newspaper lady has tonight. Sorry.
Should be in. This should be an interesting night, yeah?
All right. Cut to several hours later. So, what time did the group of you want to reconvene to try to break into the gym?
What do you say the teenagers witching hour, 9 p.m. Would that work?
Because I figure if we get home like around 10, that's a getting yelled at, not a parents are putting out fucking feelers and searching for us. Kids getting home after 9 is, you should have been home earlier, not we thought you were dead.
All right. So the three of you, trailed by your Geists, um, arrive at the school around 9 p.m. Uh, you do see that there is another car in the parking lot that you haven't seen before. Leaning up against it is a older lady, tall, thin, and angular, uh, black hair in a short shoulder length cut, a cigarette in her hands. She sees Nathan and gives him a brief wave.
Nathan waves back really excitedly, but also like close to his body.
I was wondering when you guys were actually going to show. You brought friends?
Well, not
Always.
many.
Sorry, somebody has to get us into the building, and if you haven't noticed, these two are reedy little things and not exactly capable of opening stuff. So, hi. Uh, so, what Nathan tell you? And also, am I holding anything in this hand? I reach out holding the strap of my bag.
No, she
Oh, good.
says.
Oh, good. Well, this is going to be interesting for you then.
That's not something an old woman likes to hear when she's alone in a parking lot with three young men.
My apologies.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gender fluid.
First I heard it. Do apologize.
Well, we can promise. I can promise you that you're gonna get answers tonight.
Ooh, mysterious, she says, taking another drag on her cigarettes. You kids smoke?
No, can't say that I do. And I was trying to be dramatic. Come on.
Anyways, it sounds like we've got a very limited patience on the young lady here, so let's get moving.
Uh, her
Anyways,
offer having been turned down, Myrtle puts her cigarettes back in her small, expensive looking purse.
anyways, this is your show, Nathan.
Um, are we going in through the window or the door?
Well, I ain't tried the door yet,
I thought
so
we had a key.
We could make one real quick.
We didn't use the last one we made.
Oh, yeah, let's do that then.
So we just have to unwrap the rosary and use the new key.
oh, I already broke the rosary. Came back here last time. Don't like it.
Okay.
I remember specifically doing that.
So
Anyways,
let's go in through the door.
Uh, Leaving the parking lot and heading towards the old gym. You guys also see parked away from the parking lot and hugging the wall of the school, a black van with cotton security printed on the side. Wires are coming out of the back of the van and are hooking into what you think looks to be where all the data cables and things go into the school.
but the one from the 70s probably doesn't have any of those because they would have never bothered to update it.
I motion to Myrtle and I say that these were the guys that had the metal detector going into the school this morning that the parents weren't informed about that had a mysterious blue light when some students passed through that were selected for extra screening.
Myrtle Flynn raises an eyebrow. She brings out a small pad of paper and takes some very quick notes.
We
It
were
also
told
now appears that they're gathering data um, without notice from the school district, which does include personal and medical information from the nurse's office.
I sure remember that permission slip going home for my parents to sign. Oh wait.
Well, no matter what, she says, it looks like I didn't waste my time. I've got something to put on page 5.
Well,
I
sorry.
Okay, kids. So you haven't completely wasted my time. They want to take me into the gym, and let me assure you, if you're trying to rob me, I have a gun. So let's go.
Well, I'm not interested in doing anything like that, and you're not gonna be disappointed. Though I don't know if you're gonna be able to print it. Let's get moving.
Nathan opens the door, um, ushering everyone inside after he checks to make sure it's clear, and pushes his arms back through between them to try and rewind the chain without clicking it shut. So it looks like no one's in here.
All right. The group of you head into the gym. And just like it was before, this place is filled with uh, old furniture and forgotten boxes arranged haphazardly in such a way to accidentally create a maze leading through the gym itself.
All right. So, you want to get seated? It's gonna be a minute. Uh, and you got at the information I need, right? I'm sorry, I don't have all this memorized. So,
What information did you need?
what's her name? What day did it happen? And how'd she die?
Yes, Josie McElroy. I rattle off the date. And I say murder.
All right.
Ritual murder.
Ma'am, I am going to ask a tiny favor of you. I am not going to be able to answer any of your questions over the next little bit, and this is going to be a startling moment. Please just watch the entire film until we reach the end. Thank you very much.
And please don't scream. There's security outside.
All
that
right, so
ominous.
I turn the key of stillness to uh, operate the Memoria. I believe that means I get to use composure of 4 plus 2 dots of Memoria plus my 2 dots of synergy, which means I am at 8.
All right, let's roll them bones.
And I'm saving my willpower for if I fail this and get a chance to do it again. 2 successes is 2 successes. And yeah, I'm
All
going
right,
to
Myrtle
do
Flynn.
the version that lets me play it aloud.
All right, Myrtle Flynn has cleaned up a box to sit on. Uh, she's got her cigarette in hand and one eyebrow raised in anticipation. Could you please describe how you summon the Memoria?
I I reach to my throat, rubbing it for a moment, and whisper to the air uh, the 3 things that I was told before basically reaching in as if to crush my own windpipe. My hand goes through my neck, and light bubbles up from within me, filling my eyes, mouth, and nose, and then bursting out of my extended jaw like a movie projector. But instead of just turning into a screen, it fills the space. spreading out like a beacon until just everywhere has that ghostly light showing what was happening at the moment of the death.
All right, considering the size of this, I'm going to ask you to spend 3 plasm on this. This is a gymnasium, so it's a bigger than a large room. So let's say a single floor of a house
I
Hmm.
think
on the
that is
chart.
I think that is perfectly reasonable.
Well,
Yes, Tibbs?
while he does that, can I also raise the boneyard so that I can move my perception around as I want, so I can
Yeah,
get
sure.
better so I can get better
View of everything.
yeah.
That's an
Okay.
interesting combo. I'd never thought of that. You're very smart.
All right. So I'm going to do the uh key of the pyre flame on this. Um so so I can add my intelligence. Uh, 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 uh. Oh wait, no, I thought it should have been 10. I mean,
Yeah, give us a reroll if you put in the wrong pool.
yeah. Sorry. The yeah. Good. Wait, no. Hold on a sec. Because it's sorry.
It's your stat from Pyre Flame,
Yeah, so
plus
that's
how many
5.
ranks you have in Boneyard, plus how many synergy you have. That is the grand total.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
synergy plus boneyard plus whatever.
9. That's what it should be. My apologies. Not 8.
So roll 9.
4 successes.
All right. And let's see for the boneyard.
I was gonna spend 4 plasma or 3 plasma on it for a large building or house.
All right, and you've only got 2 dots up to eyes in the painting, correct?
Yes.
So 3 plasm on that, and then 1 plasm whenever you want to transfer your point of view.
Yeah.
All right. Currently, your boneyard is only the gem itself. It ends at the outside edge of the walls.
Okay.
Can you describe what happens when you raise the boneyard?
So when I raise the boneyard, first my eyes kind of kind of go uh like the color in my eyes fade. Then it then the my hair turns gray. My skin starts looking like I'm elderly. And then from there, just this wave of just aging or like like this you can see this wave like shock wave almost radiating out from me that that just you can see the room and the objects start to age significantly.
All right. Well, the visual effect of the boneyard does seem to startle Myrtle Flynn, but it is quickly replaced by the vision of the past conjured by the Memoria. So, uh, the gem of the present is washed away and replaced with the gem as it was on prom night 1988. There were tables set up here. Those tables are now up against the walls. In one corner, you see a massive pile of bodies. In the center, you see about 6 people. Yeah, 6 people in black hooded robes. They're standing around having a conversation while other people in hooded robes are bringing buckets of blood over from the pile of corpses. A few other uh, robed figures uh, are standing around with paintbrushes. When they get a bucket of blood, they dip their paintbrush into it and they start working on a large sigil in the center of the gem floor. This looks vaguely familiar from the shots you saw from a young Myrtle Flynn take in the yearbook. The In the center of the circle, you can see hanging from her wrists by a chain, which has been tied around one of the rafters, the familiar visage of Josie McElroy, the girl who would become the prom queen.
Nathan reaches out and takes Josie's hand. Not the spectral Josie, but actual Josie.
The prom queen?
Yeah.
So, as the cultists are oh, thank you, Metaphor. I hope I pronounced that correct. I appreciate the follow. So, as the cultists are preparing the sigil on the floor in blood, you can tell Josie is not conscious. She's swinging there like a sack of potatoes. You can hear the cultists talking. 2 of them appear to be arguing. A young woman's voice cuts through the conversation and says, "Are you sure about this, Roger? If Deacon Kimball finds out, he's gonna be so mad that we did an unsanctioned sacrifice." You hear a young man laugh. "Beth, my doll, what's Deacon Kimball going to do? Tell his daddy?" "Well, yeah," says Beth. "If he tells the pastor, we could be excommunicated." Roger dismisses it with a wave of his hand. "Beth, I told you, the Lord reached out to me in a dream and insisted that he wanted a sacrifice tonight." "What mortal power could sanction Mammon himself?" "Well," says Beth, one of the other robed figures pipes up and says, "Yeah, remember? Isn't that how the pastor's great grandfather, started the chapter out here? He got contacted by the Lord in a dream and he asked for a sacrifice." "That's true," says Beth. Roger laughs, a big old belly laugh. "My doll, this is for our future. You understand that, right? Do you want to work at a candy store your whole life? And I'm not going to be pushing carts at Farmer Kimball's for long." "Graham was not going to have any pull after we're done here. He'll have to sit down and shut up while the pastor smooths everything over." He's done it before, and he'll do it for us this time. Well, Roger, if you're sure, I am tall. He reaches out an arm, and the robed and hooded figure of Beth gives him a hug. The two hooded robes pressed together uh, as though they were the people wearing them were kissing. Huey, bring me the dagger and the raincoat. Beth laughs. This is our raincoat? Roger, look, this robe costs $200. I can't afford to replace it. Um, Another robed figure. It brings out a yellow raincoat and the familiar looking dagger that Nathan saw in Josie's memories. Golden handle, rubies in the hilt, wavy pattern. Roger steps forward with the dagger and bids the rest of the cultists to assemble around the ritual circle. One of them lights candles on the inside and takes their place on the edge of the circle. Oh, Lord Mammon, intones Roger. We offer you this sacrifice, a jewel at the prime of her life, who has achieved the pinnacle of what a girl in high school can. She's the prom queen, the best of the best, as you requested, Lord. And now I send her soul to you, Lord Mammon, to do with as you please. He plunges the knife into Josie's chest, right below her sternum. Josie wakes up and starts screaming. Roger takes his free hand and slaps her as hard as he can as he drags the knife slowly down through her dress and the flesh of her stomach, all the way down to her pelvis. You can see the viscera within her as Roger reaches in and begins unwinding her intestines. The gore falls to the floor as Josie falls silent. Lord Mammon, feast on the flesh and take of the soul. We chosen offer this to you. And the memory ends. The gym of the 1988 fades away. And the prom queen has a role to make. It is time. Yes, please.
Before the memory fades, I'd like to shift my perspective to a couple places, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. I'll tell you what you see.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you because I was, oh boy. Okay.
We were enjoying the film, however, he was doing stuff while the movie was on.
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. I'd like to get, I want to get shift my perspective to above so that I can get a view of the entire like circle and stuff like that.
Hey! Thank you.
Hey, thanks that dude named G Spot. We appreciate the follow.
So yeah, so I want to get a look at the entirety of the circle. Also, I'd like to see if I can uh, get get a view of Huey's face. Um, so while he's bringing out the raincoat, I guess I'll transfer my perspective to the raincoat so I can see up into the hood and see his face.
Okay. So you're able to get a pretty good view of the sigil from above at multiple points of view. Uh, there is a circle around it, a uh, nine-pointed star inscribed between it, and between each of the points is what looks to be some characters in a foreign language. You're not sure what it is between every point. And when you take a look at the one named Huey, you see within his hood um, the pudgy face of a young fat kid. He couldn't be older than 17.
Okay. Um, once um the memory is done playing, uh, Ethan goes to the corner and throws up.
Um, Nathan is Googling this whole time. And as Ethan is throwing up, Nathan looks over and goes, hey, Ethan, what are your parents' names?
Roger and Elizabeth.
Fuck.
Okay, this having been done, everyone notices that the prom queen is practically vibrating at the moment. Please roll your synergy, Nathan.
Okay, so I just roll 3 dice.
Yes.
Um, what is the Sin Eater equivalent to a breaking point?
Uh, Sin Eaters have breaking points, but Geists have crisis points, and this is their equivalent.
Hmm.
Um, they do not take this sort of thing well. Okay, so you got a success. So this is what this means for you. Uh, this success allows you to intercede in the crisis point and calm her down. What do you want to say to the prom queen to calm her down?
I would like to use composure plus persuasion with my emphasis in de-escalation, and I would
You
like
don't
to
need to
say,
roll. You don't need to roll for it. You already rolled.
oh, okay. Um, don't worry. We'll get them. They'll pay for this. They'll all pay for this.
All right. Since you succeeded, uh, Josie calms down, nods, and demanifests. The blue light shining briefly in your chest as she takes the place of your soul once more. You gain the bonding condition.
She manifested. Was Myrtle able to see her?
No.
Okay.
Speaking of Myrtle, uh, Myrtle Flynn has been sitting on the box watching. While you were getting started, she was taking drags on her cigarette Now, at the end of it, you see that the cigarette in her mouth has burned all the way down to the filter, and perhaps just a tiny bit past it. She stomps it out on the ground with her flat shoes, coughing, and says, "Okay, first off, what the fuck was that?"
I gesture at her notebook and reach to my house, clutch my throat, and gnaw and shake vigorously.
He's not allowed to talk when he's channeling the past.
Uh, Seeing Ty gesture at the notebook, she hands it over wordlessly.
I write the following down. Do you need to see anything in specific? I can play that again.
She coughs and says, "No, absolutely, absolutely not. I do not want to see that again ever in my entire life, but thank you for asking."
Flips over the page, writes, "This is what happened at the time of their death. That is the best I can do, and I can do this for anyone if you know at least 3 things about the event in question." I turn it over and hand the paper back.
Anyone. And can you all do that? Was that what you were doing when your hair turned gray, kid?
We can
Um,
all do different things.
that is what I call the boneyard, what I did. That when I do that, I'm creating a zone completely under my control, and I can move my perspective from any point that I wish.
I can
Well,
do
I
something
says,
different.
okay. What?
Oh, well, I can join with my ghost. So, like, we're the same person.
What the fuck are the three of you talking about?
So,
So,
okay, go ahead, go ahead.
are you guys okay if I just tell her?
I mean, we're kind of past the point of being coy about this.
So, our whole class died. And I know you're about to say your whole class, but the 3 of you. But no, our whole class died. We died. And there were some powerful ghosts that we made bargains with to come back so that they could live and we could live because we weren't ready to die yet. And so now we have some ghostly powers and we can go to the underworld. And we sold a cow this morning, but like a dead cow, but not like a dead cow, not like meat, but like a living dead cow. And now we set off the blue light through the metal detector.
Uh, Myrtle has flipped over several pages in her notebook and is scribbling at an absolutely furious speed. When she finally notices that Ty has been waving for attention, she rips off a blank page, gets a spare pencil, and hands it to him, continuing to write as fast as she can.
I write the words, "We are trusting you. Please don't tell everyone we're dead."
Oh, yeah, that one's pretty important.
Okay, kids. Uh, ooh, the world's a funny old place. And she bites her lip. Those bastards were in the same year as me. I knew Roger Barlow. He was an asshole before he got rich. And that only made him worse.
Scribbles,
I
"Do you know a Huey?"
I know of a Hubert Constant. He was in the year under mine. He was a junior. He's head of the Chamber of Commerce now.
Of course he is.
One more final question gets written out before he's completely run out of paper. This man does not have neat handwriting. Which Kimballs were they talking about?
Graham's the mayor now. His dad was mayor before him. And his dad, who founded Farmer Kimball's, the grocery store. Obvious, the one that they sold out to Cotton 20 years ago, a little bit before your time.
Out of character, am I allowed to bring up the other death we saw? So, isn't the mayor the dad of the guy who killed the guy at the gym? Yeah, we saw that too.
Yeah. Do you remember the death that was at Houlihan's gym?
Kids, I've been investigating all the fucking deaths in this town before you were born. I took pictures of that sigil when it was dry on the floor, and I recognized that that was the same fucking ritual circle. The exact same one I saw in 1980 fucking 8.
So, how would you like to work with us?
Well, if I didn't, then I couldn't exactly call myself a newswoman anymore, could I? I know who killed Josie McElroy. It wasn't some lone madman with an axe, like the cops said. They killed everybody at the prom. Everybody. How's one person supposed to do that? I don't think the big guy could do that if he wanted to. So yeah, whatever you need, I'm in.
All right.
As
Just so
long as
you
I don't
know,
have to get shot in the head or anything.
No.
no.
No, we have a uh, mild induction ceremony, and then you get to be part of the crew.
Creepy ghost ceremony.
No, no, no. It's just I mean, look,
Is there
it's
anything else you need to see first?
I couldn't hear you.
Is there anything else you need to see before he can talk again?
Uh, no, I saw a ritual circle that I haven't seen since 1988, exactly as I remember it. I heard the voice of schoolmates and classmates sounding like they haven't in 35 years. I'm convinced. If this isn't truth, it's some other magic bullshit. And, well, believe me, I'm not at all surprised to hear that any of the Kimballs were involved in any of this bullshit. The thing I don't know much about, though, is what they were talking about some sort of Lord Mammon.
I believe he's one of the Lords of Hell.
That I knew about. Um, I mean, I don't know what they're talking about in terms of talking to this thing and getting orders from it in dreams.
You can talk now.
Um, this is not me speaking, this is me explaining what I'm about to do. So, I have the ability to get 8 again on investigation. I'm gonna burn at least one of these fucking charges. So,
You cut out there.
Hello? Testing? 1, 2, 3. Am I still around?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
good
good.
now, but you said I'm gonna, and then it cut out completely.
Burn at least one of these fucking charges before I throw them all down the hole. We've got this giant ritual circle. Um, where did the knife come from? Who had it? Where did it come from into the
It was
room?
brought it was brought out by Huey. Uh, it was along in a pile of uh, tools that they were using, several axes, the empty buckets, paintbrushes, etc.
All right. I'd like to take a look at it and, for lack of a better word, sketch down as much detail as I can. Would you take a, gosh, wits or composure plus in investigate to try and get as much detail on the knife as I can? It's the only thing that
I
we don't
think
have real photographs of.
this person with eidetic memory is going to need to do that.
Would you be willing to investigate the knife? I'm sorry, but this is the thing I'm most interested in that happened here.
Okay.
And you have
Can
8 again.
okay. Can I pose let's see here. Uh I don't know, some kind of expression role for being artistic? Maybe Dex plus expression? And
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
okay. With 8 again, you say.
Yep. Please, somebody use at least one of these. These are very expensive.
Do I want to push my luck and re-roll that?
Up to you. I don't think we need more than a success, though.
Okay. I'll yeah, so I sketch out the um the ritual dagger as well as I can.
Kenny, can I
All
just
right.
go ahead?
Take a few minutes to think about what you guys want to do with these charges before they all go away,
If
if you want to do anything.
Mm. Can I do some Googling and investigation to try and find out the language and what's said on the circle?
Sure.
All right.
circle to search on Google.
All right. Academics? Oh, occult. Intel
Occults, yes.
Intelligence plus occult. I forgot that I have actually decent occult score.
All right. And since you were making that sketch, you get a pretty decent quality sketch. It's not like photorealistic, but good enough. Uh, as I was mentioning, it was a wavy dagger with a golden hilt inlaid with rubies. No other distinguishing marks, but already pretty distinctive.
Yeah.
Lex.
Um, During the scene, I would like to have rolled a um, perception roll to see if there was any shoes showing, anything that would give away specifically who it was, details that would nail them, basically. I would like to search for a clue.
All right, wits or intelligence plus investigation. And while you're doing that, Ethan got his role on identifying the language in the sigil. Having some knowledge of occult issues, this is Enochian, a occult language said to originate from the private journals of John Dee and Edward Kelly in 16th century England.
Is that the angelic or angelic language? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think you're thinking of something else, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, it was used in his records of communication with angels. That's correct. But
Okay.
it's a said to be a constructed language.
Okay.
All right, I have exactly one charge left, so I'm going to spend it the way I always prefer to. This assuming, of course, that Lex has spent their charge. Fuck, I
All
hate doing
right.
that.
Nathan was looking for a clue. Let's see. Identifying marks other than the ones that you got. Well, you
Or
do.
DNA that they may have left behind or something.
Um, Nathan notices that one of the participants was wearing a pair of high heels and had a butterfly tattoo on her ankle. Well, you believe her, but, you know, a man could wear high heels.
All right. Uh, this all having been done, Ty turns and says, I really hate fucking doing that. And the light all fades from within him, bringing an end to both the Doom condition and the Haunt condition. So, Myrtle, I need a small favor from you that has nothing to do with this, but I would really appreciate it.
Okay, kid, you solved what I've been trying to investigate my entire life. Um, I'll do just about anything you want.
I need a puff piece in the paper sometime that you have time to do it about the tragedy of a up and coming star hockey player who's not going to be able to show off during his senior year and get himself into college that I can send around with some things and hope I can still get scouted anyways. It's my only way out of this town.
That all? No problem. I can just bump the retrospective on Casper the Kung Fu Cat to page 12.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
You don't
Oh,
have to
by the way,
apologize. Go on.
Casper's owner was killed by the killer that killed us.
Oh, same guy?
Same guy.
I mean, we
Or
that's what the cops were thinking, considering that, they also this one was also labeled, but
I was 4 feet behind him when he got away. I'm going to be 4 feet faster next time.
oh, you got a good look at him then, huh?
He was wearing the raincoat, so the only detail we got actually was from him. I nuddled, I, I, I gestured over at Ethan.
Did it look like the same raincoat that we saw tonight?
No,
Okay,
just a cheap yellow raincoat, the
just
kind you
checking.
could buy at any dollar store.
I don't remember I don't have my notes from the last one.
Short,
Uh,
gray hair. Shortish gray hair. That's what we had.
Yep.
And you've got his phone, which you did some tracing on, and I don't know what we got out of that.
yeah,
Anyways,
All right, who has the best perception roll?
me
not me.
actually. I think it's me, because I have 7.
I've only
All
got
right, well,
6.
everyone make a perception roll.
3 successes.
2 successes.
2 successes. Hey,
while the three of you were talking with Myrtle, Ty first hears, and then the other two of you hears some faint voices from outside the gym, on the far side where the main door would be. Come on, Chad. You spent too long getting the stuff together. The gym lit up like a Christmas light. We gotta go in there. But, Sergeant Killian, we're not supposed to. Screw it! The paranatural detector went off constantly while we were on patrol earlier today. Something spooky is happening here.
I raise a hand and start gesturing everyone towards where the window was, the one we used to get out. Sorry, we're still listening.
Well, that's what they said.
Okay.
So, are you guys leaving?
Oh, we
Oh,
are
yeah.
we are moving. I would say schmoving.
All right, I'm gonna need dex stealth from everybody, please.
Oh boy. Um. So I believe that if I spend willpower on a chance die, I'm just rolling a solid 3 dice. Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a +3 bonus, so you'd be rolling 4 dice, I believe.
Okay.
Exceptional success.
Please don't have. I'm loud. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not subtle.
Can I, with my exceptional success, send prom queen back to I don't know, walk through them, freak them out?
Or perhaps
Cherries aren't really a thing in this system, but
perhaps your
you.
exceptional success is covering up the noise I was about to make.
Yeah, that.
Are they in the gym yet, or are they
They're
getting?
trying to get in.
I can use the flour that's in my backpack to lay it on the floor so that even while it, will get his footprints in a mushy way, it'll be softer.
No, no.
You can't really use an exceptional success like that.
Yeah.
But thank you for being civic-minded. So, Nathan, Myrtle, and Ethan managed to sneak off through the snow to the parking lot without making a noise. Ty is not so lucky. Coming down from the window, he makes a very loud thump. Okay, Chadwick, you go check out and see what that noise was. But Sergeant, but nothing, Chadwick, do it. Yes, sir.
I have an idea. This is like a one-story school, right? School building, right? And
The regular high school is 2 stories.
no, but this building.
The gym? Yeah.
I'm going up. I am 8 feet tall. I have long arms. And I am strong as all shit. I think I'm just going to climb up onto the roof, and they're going to search around for me. I'm going to wait until people leave.
If you are going to try to climb the gym barehanded, that's going to be strength plus athletics and a -5. If you want to use some sort of tool or supernatural power to do it for you, let me know. Yes?
We would have come in my car, correct?
I would
Because I'm
assume.
the only one with drive.
No.
My car has remote start, which means that if I click the button twice, the lights come on and it beeps. And since myself and Myrtle and Ethan are between the gym and the car, We just turn around, wait for it to beep, and Ethan pulls out his phone and starts live streaming while I start narrating out loud, very loudly, to the reporter. And this Cotton Security is now around the public school building in the middle of the night, and it looks like they're running cables, like they're running spyware into the data cables. So this is no longer student protection. This is internet warfare from volunteer security.
I think that's presence plus intimidation.
Excellent.
Um, can I still make my clamber roll? Because I know that's probably gonna get them distracted, but I still don't want to be visible. Because somebody's gonna ask why I was here, even if I move real fucking quick.
Sure.
All right. So that's athletics plus strength is 8 minus 5 is 3. That's the same as rolling it twice, so we're gonna try that. One success. I don't need to reroll.
So as the group flips around, turning back and beginning the uh, caper, Ty is able to scramble up a drain pipe onto the roof of the old gym. This is a hell of a workout even for him. Uh, Be aggressive manifests and crawls on all fours to the edge of the gym roof and over the wall, hanging upside down like a spider, watching. Uh, she's hissing. The Sergeant Killian and his companion immediately turn away from the door and the small space between the old gym and the current school building. Ah, fuck. It's those kids who made a mess of the assembly.
Can I hear him?
What should we do, sir? Tell them to fuck off, Corporal. Do it, or I'm going to tell the boss lady, and you're going to get fired. And then I'm going to kick your ass.
We have a reporter with us.
Corporal Chadwick runs off towards the group, waving his arms. He is a thin man. You would say tall, but you know someone far taller than him. This guy's only about 6'2". Um, but he looks like he could probably be blown over in a high wind.
Ethan, zoom in on where they've got the cables going into the high school.
I assure you, kid, he says, this is all above board. We were hired on as security here, and this helps us interface Cotton Security's gear with your school security system. Using
I'm
this,
sorry, do you have a warrant for our HIPAA protected information, which is stored on the school servers?
And this is fiber. How much data are you pulling?
Also, it's 9:30 at night. Why couldn't this be done during the daytime?
uh, uh, Corporal Chadwick looks back at the entrance of the gym desperately.
No,
What's your
Sergeant,
name and badge number?
don't look to your boss. He ain't gonna help you with this. You're answering us. What kind of information and how much are you pulling from the school? Do you have explicit permission from the students uh, the students or the parents of the students to pull that information? Were we informed before you started pulling this information? How is it going to be used? And what kind of protocols do you have regarding securing this information to make sure that my data this doesn't get stolen and my identity stolen because of that?
While the group is haranguing Corporal Chadwick, Sergeant Killian goes around the corner to where the group of you entered the building and begins investigating the area. A moment or two later, he comes out from behind the gym and stares the group of you down. You're two of the kids that made a mess of the assembly this morning. Did you
No.
break into the gym?
Um, we just got here. You
I'm
saw us pull
fine.
up.
Corporal and Chadwick and I were investigating the gym because we saw the old gym because we saw lights in it, which there shouldn't be because the old gym has been shut down since the 80s. Uh, I found evidence of tampering with one of the windows, and just immediately afterwards, the two of you come around with who's the old hag?
This is actually
Ag.
the chief editor of the paper.
Myrtle Flynn, she says, writing in her notebook. And Sergeant Killian, what's your first name? Audie. Audie, he says. I will not be intimidated.
Well, then perhaps you'd like to let us know why you're attempting to pin us with a breaking and entering just because we perhaps may have upset you earlier today. Because
Kids,
this seems retaliatory.
you can tell me the truth and I can let you off on youthful hijinks, or you can continue to try to strong arm a military man and I'll call the cops.
Oh, we've already called the cops. They're on the way.
Okay, good. We're supposed to be here. You're the ones who aren't supposed to. So let's sit down and wait for them, huh, kids?
Sure, can we see the work order? And the part where it says that you're allowed to tap into school information via what looks to be an illegal cable breach at 9:30 o'clock at night?
No, you may not, smart aleck. You know what we would do to guys like you in the army?
You
It's a
ain't
good
in
thing
the
this isn't the
fucking army
army.
right now.
This is the civilian sector, and you are out of line. The school is a public resource, it is publicly funded, and you are working, supposedly, for a publicly funded institution, which means you work for us.
All right then, kids,
And,
shut your mouth and let's wait for the cops.
fine,
All right, this being said, Ty, what will you do?
Um, they're all very loud over there, right? And like a decent distance away, because I assumed you guys were trying to give me some air. I'm going down on the other side of the building and I'm just fucking hightailing it. There's nothing I can add here. And there's no way I can be useful. I'm just a big dumb guy. The only thing I can do is not be in the way, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. Is that cool with y'all? Because I think the thing to
yep,
do is get down on the other side of the building. Oh, wait. Are they able to view the door that we came in through from where they're standing?
No.
I'm gonna land over there and click the lock shut and then fucking run for it. That
All
window's
right.
that window's been busted forever, but the lock would have some evidence on it. I rub up it with my shirt, close the lock shut, and what are they gonna say? A window that's been opened and shut by daring teens over the years forever is there proof that these kids were breaking in? Good luck.
hey, Ethan, out of character. You're rich, your parents are rich. I'm pretty sure one of your speed dial numbers is your lawyer, correct?
There is no way your parents don't have a lawyer.
Yeah, probably. What's what's my what's my lawyer's name, Kenny? I
We'll deal
guess.
with that. We'll deal with that next time. Uh, a squad car pulls up, lights on. Audie Murphy, excuse me, not Audie Murphy, Sergeant Audie Killian takes an at ease stance, waiting for the police to come by. And this is where we'll end for today.
Oh,
Well,
oh
Uh,
man.
that was
Nathan
fun.
is like on it, but I am anxious as hell.
I'm sorry for bailing on you guys, but I like sat in there and think, if I arrive on scene, there is no way that's not more suspicious than everything that's been happening.
Yep.
All right, so let's go around and do our aspirations.
Woo! Uh,
Okay,
Rem- Alrighty, who goes first?
I will. I think we took a step towards finding clues about the killer because we've now involved Myrtle.
Yep,
I definitely took a step towards get to know Josie.
definitely.
I think we found out what Myrtle was moaning about. So step and
Yeah,
clear.
clear that one.
I definitely took a step towards finding my grandpa's ghost.
Hmm.
And we added a new crew member.
For sure.
all right.
All right, who's next?
Um, like to take a step towards getting out of Whispering Peaks because now Ethan is even more um, Ethan is even more motivated than he was before because yeah. Um, I did some glitch hunting in a downtime uh, to to aid in the speed running. So step towards the um, world record speed run.
Hmm.
Uh, step towards learning the rules of the game because getting a picture a better picture of the uh, living side's politics and major players. And I would like to step and clear the find the gaps because I have found a massive, or I filled a massive gap in my knowledge that I think gives a better picture, pretty much uh, finishes the picture of things so that we can
also, you
activate.
found a way of taking advantage of my stuff with your stuff. The Boneyard plus thing
Mhm.
is definitely that kind of combination of powers you were talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I'd like to step and clear that one if possible.
Alrighty.
And that leaves me. Get scouted for college hockey. I think I made a huge step just now because I got one of the last things I need for my packet that I'm going to be sending out to colleges. Speaking of which, guys, I bet you can predict what one of my next few day actions is going to be. Um, Find the son of a bitch who took everything from me. We have been collecting a lot of clues about murder that happened, and we just got the most useful fucking resource we could ever have on tracking down information where we children are not allowed to have. I I don't know what to sell you on more.
Fair enough.
Uh, Investigate some old school history. We saw the murder of the prom queen in full daylight. We know who did it. We know a bunch of people who are involved, and we saw it happen with our eyes. That's cleared. Um, make friends in high places. We have a new crew member who's the editor of the fucking paper who was just willing to stand up with us with the cops. She could have fucked off. She did not. And I sold the cow. That was the joke for increase the stakes. It was I sold the cow.
Cow.
And how many memories did I get out of that? I'm just updating equipment.
5 happy memories.
Fuck yeah.
All right, and remember the beats for the dramatic failure and the cleared conditions. All right, and I'm giving everyone 2 beats for today.
Does that include crew?
Yes, 2 crew beats as well.
Woo.
All right, well, that concludes our session. Thanks very much for stopping by to hang out with us today, guys. We greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next session.
So that's going to
Thank
be
you.
us on the 15th. Bye, everybody.
Bye.